Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. A massive thank you to everyone who commented on my luxury hot topics video. There were a lot of you who left some phenomenal comments. There were some great thought-provoking comments that really got me thinking. I'll link that video below if you haven't watched it. There's some really awesome comments, so go have a look and drop a comment as well. So today we're going to continue with the luxury hot topics theme. We're going to ask one question. So today's question is, should you tell people how much something is if you are asked? Okay, well, first of all, let's just put this, because I know people are going to look for excuses and be like, no, I'm not going to say, even if someone likes luxury. If someone likes luxury and shops luxury, yes, you should say how much something is. Let's say you have a friend who you know has like a really nice car, like they have a Porsche or they have a Mercedes or they have, you know, like a Range Rover, or, you know, let's say they have really nice, like they wear really nice clothes, they wear designer clothes. Let's say you've seen them with like Cartier and Van Cleef or designer handbags. I think it's safe to say, once you've seen like a designer handbag, jewelry, or a really nice car, that person likes luxury anyway. So it's completely safe to tell that person like, oh yeah, I spent X amount. But I feel like if the person isn't into luxury, whether this is like a family member or a friend, I think you need to tread carefully. So this is what I think you should do. If you're asked in a like family or friend setting, like face to face, let's say someone asks you like, you know, how much is like a luxury item that you have. One option that you can do, and this is the option that some of you won't like, but I find that this option works wonderfully and people really leave you alone, is I find when you just say that my husband or my boyfriend bought it for me, I feel like people leave you alone. And the reason for this, I figured out, is people don't judge men's ability to spend money. Like for example, have you noticed like in the media, there's this like deification of like really wealthy men and the things that they do with their money, and no one cares. So like, for example, if Elon Musk wants to take all of his money and, you know, make electric cars or do whatever, no one cares. If Elon Musk was a woman, would people like comment on all the money that's being spent on various ventures? I think so. Even though they're businesses, I think so. If Jeff Bezos wants to fly into space, no one comments on the fact that, you know, of course it's his money. As far as I'm concerned, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they can do what they want with their money. I'm not even really like, I don't really follow them as business people. I have like other business people who I find more interesting. But have you noticed like the way they spend their money is never critiqued, it's never judged. Ever. You know, it's never critiqued and it's never judged. I don't have a problem with people flying private. I would love to do that one day, but no one judges Elon Musk for flying private and stuff like that, even though the young man who was following his jet got kicked off Twitter. But if they were women, they would be judged. So I have found that when you just say like, oh, you know, my man bought it for me, people leave you alone. I have done this before with things that I have bought myself, and no one has said a thing to me. Literally no one has said a thing to me. I've been asked questions about certain things that I've purchased, and I have done tests like, oh, Edwin got it for me. Oh, okay. Versus me saying, oh, I bought this. Oh my God, I would never spend that money, or I'd never spend that much money, or I would never waste that money. Look what happens when you say, my man, my boyfriend, you know, your man, honey, if he gets it for you, even if he didn't buy it, watch people's reactions. And I think it's because women are just judged quite harshly for the way they spend money. Please don't come for me with the Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos example. It's true, and we all know it. We all know that if they were women, they would be critiqued very harshly for the way they spend money outwardly. If they had like massive yachts and jets and stuff, people would be criticizing them. I've seen the critiques about like Taylor Swift's private jet and Kylie and Kim Kardashian's jets and stuff. But I don't see Elon Musk get that same criticism. Those three women are criticized very harshly for their private jets. But I don't see Elon Musk being critiqued. There is this kind of misogyny that is there as well. And it's not, honestly, it's not really from other men. It's like from other women as well, to be honest. So one way you can answer that question is just to say that your man got it for you. I find that when you say that, people back off and people leave you alone. I know it's not the thing that you want to hear. I'm not particularly political about it. I would say literally 90% of everything that I buy luxury, like literally 90%, is like I bought it myself, and then the remaining 10% is like gifts from my husband or something, right? And if he buys me a present, I'll make sure to say, but the majority of all of my luxury purchases, I buy them on my own with my own money. But sometimes I have told people like, oh, my husband bought it for me, even if I bought it myself, because I found that that just gets people off your back. And that's something that I've noticed. Not saying it's right, just keeping a Gucci honey and having a discussion with you guys. You let me know what you think. Now, the other option that you can do is you could basically just say, look, you know, I don't feel comfortable like telling you. I feel like this is quite defensive, and I feel like you shouldn't say it like that to like a family member or a friend. I feel like it makes you look really defensive. Another option which you can do, which I think is the easier one than the second option, is just to say, oh my gosh, I don't even remember, but it was a lot of bread. Something like that. You can clean it up and make it sound a little bit better than that. But telling people who aren't into luxury, don't be a Pegasus unicorn honey and if you like luxury and tell someone else who likes luxury that you don't remember, because we're all in it together. We're part of the same tribe. We're part of the same clique, okay? So we need to be able to tell each other. But if you're talking to someone who doesn't like luxury and you think would judge you for spending, you could just be like, oh, you know, I don't actually remember how much this was, you know? Now, you know, I think that the problem with these things is that people will ask, particularly people who know you privately, people will ask like, oh my God, how much was that? And I know that it can make people feel really bad, but honestly, these days I err on the side of telling people how much it is and not hiding from it, because I don't think there's anything to be ashamed about with these purchases in the luxury space that we make. If it's a lot of money, I don't see the harm in telling people it's a lot of money if you know the person. Obviously, if it's like someone you don't really know, maybe for safety reasons, you wouldn't be able to say it. But I think like sometimes when people ask questions, you should just tell them the truth and give them the answer. Other people wouldn't ask you. They'd be like, oh wow, she has a capucine from Louis Vuitton. I can go to the Louis Vuitton website right now and figure out how much they are. Or she has a Birkin, or she has, you know, Louis Vuitton clothing. Like I can figure out how much it is. The problem with the question is the question puts the person receiving the question in a tough space. That person has to then make a decision like, I have to go and answer this person now. I am a fan of doing whatever feels comfortable. It depends who asks me. Sometimes if it's like family members, I'll just be like, oh, my man got it for me, Edwin got it for me, even if I paid for it. And I found that sometimes, like particularly in my culture here, which is a deeply conservative culture, but in lots of African countries, it's just easier to say that your boyfriend bought it for you, even if he didn't. It's just easier. People don't judge or critique it, irrespective of how much it is. And I mean this, even if it was like, you know, a 200, 300K luxury item, if you say my husband got it for me, people don't feel judgmental about it. But if you say you bought it, yeah, people are going to judge you, you know. And I think that there is this kind of feeling like when women buy things, like women are frivolous and like bad with money. And I feel like the more you try and prove that you're not, it's like the more the people just feel like, okay, they want to judge you. So I think you should make the decision based on who is asking you, like how much something is. If the person is genuine, I don't see the harm in telling the person the price. Of course, though, when you say the price, like people will use that to judge you and like maybe critique like your finances and stuff, because people are judgmental, particularly if something is really pricey. Like, wow, she spent, you know, 10K on this, or she spent 10K on a bag. I would never spend that. I don't understand how she has all this money. But everyone shops differently and everyone prioritizes differently. And also something else is like, particularly if you are married or you're in a relationship and you have a partner or a spouse, like that, if you, in most cases, not all cases, but in a lot of cases, there'll be two incomes. So of course there's like more money to play around with when there are two incomes. So that is also something else to note as well. These questions can be very uncomfortable. I find that the worst way to handle these questions though is to get defensive and to get upset about it. I feel like when you get defensive, like, why are you asking me how much something is? It's really rude to ask me how much something is. I feel like you're feeding into the person just being like, oh wow, I just asked how much it was and she was so defensive about it, you know, and it can make people just, I don't know, I just feel like getting defensive makes people attack you even more versus you just either answering and telling people how much it is, saying your significant other bought it for you, which I swear, just trust me now, when you say this, people leave you alone. Or you could just opt to say, look, you know, I don't actually remember how much it was. Tell me which of those three options you like. The comments are super annoying, but if you buy luxury, even before anyone says stealth wealth, even the stealth options, people know them. Big H is not stealth wealth, honey. Big H is flashy. Everyone knows what the three Big H like handbags, Birkin, Kelly Constance, everyone knows them. I would even say even Laura Piana's like the extra bag, like even that isn't quiet anymore. Everyone knows it. So people will ask if you buy these things, okay? Particularly with the rise of TikTok and social media, people really do ask and they will know. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, don't gatekeep information from other luxury shoppers. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like if it's a family or a friend, someone who knows you privately and personally asking. I think it depends on who is asking me. There's certain friends who, if they ask me, I would definitely tell them how much it was. There are other friends who, if they ask me, I'll probably say Edwin bought it even if he didn't. And there are other like friends and family, if they ask me, I feel like I would just be like, oh, I don't actually remember, even though I remember because I I'm really on top of my money, honey. I keep track of everything financial in my life, so I would know how much it is. I wouldn't like forget, but sometimes I think it can be convenient to forget when someone who knows you personally is asking, especially if they're not someone who's into luxury, and particularly if it's someone who said that they don't like, they would never waste their money buying, you know, really expensive things. In this one car group, someone was saying how they would never spend more than like, you know, they were saying how, what did they say? They said they would never spend more than like £5,000 on a car or something like that. Like obviously they're talking about like used cars and stuff. And I'm just like, when people announce how they've never spend more than X, those are the people not to tell how much something is, because you know they'll definitely try and judge you on it. I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Tell me what you think about the format. Ask questions, ask hot topic questions for the next luxury hot topics video so we can talk about it. I think that could be really fun. Like, comment, share and subscribe, sign up to the email newsletter, and go join the Facebook groups linked below, and go follow me on Instagram, Haya Lux. I would love to see you guys there. It's really fun posting these videos during December. It feels very Christmassy to have more videos. So if you are enjoying my videos, don't forget to like and share them with people who you think might like me. That way I can reach more people as well. I can't wait to hear your comments on this. This question is really annoying, but if you buy luxury goods, whether it's like a high-end car, luxury clothing, it's not just luxury bags, guys, I'm telling you. High-end cars, people will ask how much they are. We've been asked many times, like how much the Range Rovers are, like how much are they, how much did you pay for it? You have to make the decision whether you're going to tell people how much they are. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video.